Hi everyone, welcome to Life English. I'm your host, and today we are talking about something that affects almost everyone, but no one really taught us how to navigate it: modern dating. If you've been on a dating app in 2025 or 2026, you know it feels like a digital jungle. Sometimes you feel amazing, and sometimes you feel completely confused. Why? Because dating has developed its own language. Today, we're going to spend 30 minutes decoding the most important dating terms from ghosting to love bombing. We'll analyze the psychology behind them and learn the English phrases you need to protect your heart and your mental health. Let's dive in. Breadcrumbing and benching the maybe zone. Breadcrumbing. Think about the fairy tale Hansel and Gretel. They left breadcrumbs on the floor to find their way home. In dating, breadcrumbing is when someone leaves small pieces of attention to keep you interested, but they have no intention of dating you. How it looks: they like your photos, they send a hey text every 2 weeks. But when you suggest a coffee, they say, "Oh, I'm so busy this week, maybe next time." The psychology: it's about validation. They don't want you. They want the feeling that you are still waiting for them. Related term, benching. This is exactly what it sounds like in sports. You are not on the field playing, you are on the bench. You are their plan B. They are dating other people, but they keep you warm just in case. English vocabulary to remember: non-committal, avoiding commitment, leading someone on, making someone believe you like them when you don't. Love bombing and gaslighting, the danger zone. Now, let's talk about something more serious: love bombing. This often happens at the very beginning. Everything feels perfect. They send you flowers. They text you good morning and good night every day. And they tell you, "I've never met anyone like you," after just 3 days. The trap: it feels like a movie, but it's actually a red flag. Real love needs time to grow. Love bombing is often used by manipulators to make you dependent on them quickly. When you are high on their attention, they suddenly take it away to control you. The follow-up: gaslighting. Once the love bombing stops, gaslighting often begins. This is when someone makes you question your own reality. Example: you say, "You didn't call me when you said you would." They respond, "I never said that, you're just being too sensitive, crazy." The psychology: it's about power. If you can't trust your own memory, you start to trust only them. English vocabulary to remember: red flag, a warning sign. Too good to be true. If it feels perfect, be careful. To doubt yourself, to lose confidence in your own thoughts. Real story analysis Reddit case study. Let's look at a real story from Reddit to see these terms in action. User Lonely in London writes, "I met a guy on Tinder. For 2 weeks, he was amazing. Constant texting, calling me baby." Love bombing? Then we had one date, it was great. But the next day he stopped replying for 48 hours. Now he only likes my Instagram stories, but never replies to my texts. Breadcrumbing. When I asked him what happened, he said I was imagining things, and he's just busy gaslighting. What should I do? Our analysis: this is a classic cycle of confusion. He used love bombing to get her attention, then switched to breadcrumbing because he found another option, and used gaslighting to avoid responsibility. My advice? Run. This is not a situationship worth saving. Now we talk about ghosting, zombieing, and submarining. We can't talk about dating without the most famous term, ghosting. It's when someone you're dating disappears like a ghost. No text, no call, nothing. But have you heard of zombieing? This is when a ghost comes back to life. 3 months later you get a text, "Hey, I was just thinking about you." Submarining is similar. They disappear and then surface again without any apology, as if nothing happened. How to handle it if someone zombies you? Remember, they didn't respect your time then, and they probably don't respect it now. You don't owe them a reply. Green flags and conclusion. I know this sounds scary, but the goal of this Life English episode is to give you the tools to see clearly. What are the green flags? Consistency. They do what they say they will do. Pacing, the relationship moves at a steady, natural speed. Respect, they respect your no and your boundaries. Dating should add to your life, not take away from your peace. If you found these terms helpful, please subscribe to Life English, give this video a thumbs up, and comment below. Which of these terms have you experienced? Part 2, the most important relationship. We've spent a lot of time talking about how others might treat you. But now, let's talk about the person you spend 24 hours a day with, you. In 2026, there is a big movement called secondary virginity or romantic fasting. It sounds strange, but it's actually beautiful. It's a period where you stop looking for a partner and start looking for yourself. Why? Because if you don't enjoy your own company, you will always look for someone else to complete you. And that, my friends, is where the red flags start to look like green flags because you are desperate for connection. You need to be comfortable in your own skin before you can be comfortable in a relationship. The anxiety of comparison. But I have to be honest with you. It wasn't just about waiting for a text. It was about the anxiety that lived inside me. I remember when I was in a situationship and we would sit together in silence. He would sit there, staring at his phone, and my mind would go to a very dark place. I felt this heavy pressure in my chest. I would think, who is he texting? Is he looking at other girls on Instagram? Are they more attractive than me? Are they more interesting? Am I not enough? I was constantly comparing my real self with all my insecurities to the perfect photos of other women on his screen. It was exhausting. I felt like I was in a competition that I didn't sign up for, and I was losing. This is what modern dating does to you. It makes you feel replaceable, like just one of many options in a catalog. This is my story, and I want to tell you. One rainy Saturday, I realized I had spent 3 hours just staring at my phone. No text, no call, just silence. I felt so small and so pathetic. So, I decided to do something different. I put on my favorite coat, took a book I had been meaning to read for months, and went to a small, beautiful coffee shop across town. When I arrived, the waiter asked, "Just one?" And for the first time, I didn't feel embarrassed. I said, "Yes, just me. And I want the best seat by the window." I sat there for 2 hours. I drank a perfect vanilla latte. I read 50 pages of my book, and I watched the rain. And then something strange happened. My phone vibrated. It was a text from him. He said, "Hey, I'm bored. Want to come over?" In the past, I would have jumped and run to him. But that day, looking at my coffee and my book, I realized I wasn't bored. I was having a great time with myself. His crumb of attention wasn't as good as the afternoon I had built for myself. I replied, "I'm busy enjoying my own company today. Maybe another time." That was the moment I stopped being a plan B. The art of solo dating and the inner garden. This is why I believe in solo dating. It's not just sitting at home, it's taking yourself out. When you go on a solo date, you learn your own taste. You learn what makes you laugh without trying to please someone else. When you treat yourself like a queen, you set a standard for everyone else. Think of your life as a garden. Many of us spend all our time looking at the fence, waiting for someone to knock on the gate. We stop watering our flowers because we are too busy looking at the road. My advice: water your own garden first. Focus on your hobbies, your English, and your health. When your garden is beautiful, you don't need to beg people to come in. The right people will see the colors from a distance and will want to be a part of it. The affirmations for self-worth. Before we go, let's practice 3 affirmations together. Repeat them after me. 1. I am not an option. I am a priority. 2. My value is not defined by someone's attention. 3. I am enough exactly as I am right now. Thank you for being with me on Life English. Remember, don't be afraid to be alone. Be afraid to be with someone who makes you feel alone. Stay confident, and I'll see you next time.